I want to make it very clear that the legacy media, which I enjoyed the company of today, have made a massive mistake.
Hey, everybody and their mama know that Andrew Tate recently did an interview with the BBC, right? Well, he turned around and did another video right after that. And he was basically talking about that interview and why it went left real fast. And that's what we're going to be reacting to, that second video, right? And me personally, just on a quick side note, I thought him doing that interview was really stupid. Just because, all right, you ever watch Dateline and you see the person who's accused of the murder do an interview? Do you ever believe them? No, you don't. You never ever believe them. It makes them look even more guilty than what they already look. And not to mention, these are supposed to paint you in a better light than what the public and the media already sees you, right? Well, in this one, it didn't end well. It didn't go well at all. That's not the way it went. It went completely left. So I thought him doing this was a really bad idea, especially when you got a trial pending and your life is pretty much on the line, right? Think about it. Okay, according to Bruce Rivers from the Criminal Lawyer Reacts channel, the Romanian government has until June 18th to charge him and try him, right? Or at least start the trial. As of recording this, today is the 10th of June. So they got about 8 days, right? And you're going to go do an interview where you're being grilled and then you're coming off combative towards the reporter. And not to mention, he's not entitled to a jury trial. He's not entitled to have 12 people judge him whether he's innocent or guilty. He's only going to get a bench trial if they do take it to trial. He's only going to get a bench trial, which means it's just going to be a judge deciding his fate. So wouldn't you want to be on your best behavior possible and try to not come off as combative or a pompous asshole? Right? I mean, that would be my guess. That's what I would do. His lawyer should be fired after that. After this, all of this, his lawyer should be fired. I don't know what's going on with the Redpill, man. Y'all just can't seem to shut the fuck up. That's what's going on. Listen, if y'all ever become high profile, even if you low profile and you get into some shit with the law like this, just shut the hell up. Do not go on doing interviews, be on YouTube, be on Facebook or anything. Do not be on anything talking shit when you got trial pending, you got charges pending. Don't do it. That's bad. They're watching. Now, on the flip side of that coin, he could be him and his lawyer could have a suspicion that he's not going to get charged, and he's trying to set himself up kind of like what Trump did with the fake media thing. And he's trying to say, oh, look, I'm going against big media and the Matrix and all that. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to grow his fan base even more. And now he's trying to make it, you know, you'll see he's saying that he does a lot of charities and stuff. I'm not saying he's making it sound like, but he's saying that he does a lot of charities and stuff. So he's going to, we just going to watch it and let's go.
I feel like doing a generalized statement to all legacy media inside of the Matrix. And I'm doing it to save their time and mine, as well as protect the minds of the masculine youth for the future. I want to make it very clear that the legacy media, which I enjoyed the company of today, have made a massive mistake and missed a chance to do some genuinely interesting journalism. After being unfairly incarcerated in a Romanian dungeon, I thought that even the BBC, in its absolute arrogance and hubris, would be smart enough to come to me after 6 months, being the first interview I gave to the Matrix, and be smart enough to ask questions people were genuinely interested in. What's it like inside of a Romanian prison cell? How were you treated? Why was a person's liberty deprived of them for 6 months without charge? How is your mental state post your unfair incarceration? Things people are genuinely interested in hearing. But instead, they came with the same old talking points. And I'd like to address all of these talking points to the Matrix media now to prevent this happening again, because it's a monumental waste of everybody's time.
I love the way he talks. It's fucking hilarious. Because it's a monumental waste of everybody's time. It's like he's cutting it like a WWE promo, right?
I say things on the internet. I've been making content on the internet for a very long time. Finding a clip from 2016, 8 years ago, finding a 4-hour-long podcast from 2016, ignoring all context, ignoring everything positive I say about...
Hey, he should have played Bane in The Dark Knight Rises. He wouldn't even had to try. All they would have had to do is just give him like the voice recorder or the voice changer. And he would have been perfect for Bane in The Dark Knight Rises. Imagine how that interview would have went.
I'm asking you a question.
Correct.
Do you feel in charge?
I'm asking you the question.
This gives you power over me?
Fucking hilarious. I can just see that.
About men and women in the world, and taking a single sentence and trying to pretend that's my entire worldview is not the bombshell you think it is. Nobody cares. Everybody understands what satire is. Everybody understands what a joke is. Everybody understands it's the internet. Everybody understands all of these things. Plus, the people who know the truth of my message are very capable of understanding what is satirical and what is true. People are not as stupid as you'd like them to be. Sitting down with me,
You would be surprised how stupid people fucking are. Like, seriously, you would be fucking surprised. You ever heard of Florida? You ever heard of Florida, man? Dumb as hell, right? People are fucking idiots. Can be fucking idiots.
and missing the chance to have a genuinely interesting interview with genuinely interesting questions that people are interested in hearing the answers to, and instead attempting this attack to get this bombshell aha moment is never going to work. Because one, I'm too smart for all of you, and two, nobody cares. Nobody cares I made a joke 8 years ago, because everybody knows I was joking, and everybody knows the truth of my message. So you're wasting absolutely everybody's time.
Absolutely.
Worse than wasting everybody's time, what you're genuinely doing is damaging the minds of young men. And I think I have a responsibility as one of the most influential men on the planet to protect the minds of young men and all of the men who look up to me. Nobody, no young man below the age of 30 has any interest in what the BBC or the legacy media say. They don't care and they don't watch it, unless I appear on there. So when I sit across from a reporter who says that having a nice car makes you a misogynist, it's disingenuous.
You
and also
financial success
correct.
with a Bugatti and a cigar, but it comes with a side order of misogyny.
How does having a Bugatti and a cigar come with misogyny?
Because it's all mixed together in what you teach.
I find that to be extremely...
Now, if I were to win the Mega Millions or Powerball jackpot tomorrow, I would go out and buy a hypercar. And I'm nowhere near misogynist. But I would go out and buy a hypercar. Not a Bugatti, because I just don't really like Bugattis all like that. I would probably go buy like a Koenigsegg. The Koenigsegg 1. That would... Oof. The Koenigsegg 1, even though it's not street legal here in the States, I would get it and just have it towed to the track every time and just drive that bitch around the track. Or get the Agera, which is street legal here. But yeah, I would go out and buy a hypercar, and I'm not misogynist. I don't smoke cigars though either, too. So
dangerous rhetoric. I find that to be extremist rhetoric. And I think it's very dangerous for young men to think if they work hard for something in their lives, if they dedicate themselves and they're diligent and hardworking and they try hard, that they'll be a bad person. I hate the idea of a world where a man who dedicates himself to excellence so he can enjoy the finer things in life is criticized and ostracized and called horrible names purely because he's been a hardworking male. And I don't like young men hearing these extremist ideas. And they're only going to hear these extremist ideas if they watch the BBC, which is an extremist organization. And they're only going to watch the BBC if I talk to the BBC. So I feel like now that these people have proved themselves to be extremist and very damaging to the minds of young men, I have an obligation to not interact with them very much because I don't want them spreading their extremist propaganda. We have a men's mental health crisis. Young men are disenfranchised. The suicide rate amongst men is much higher than women, and everybody pretends to care. But when I come...
Hey, just for a quick reference, I did look it up. In the United States alone, the suicide rate for women is just over 9,000. This is for the year 2021, by the way. It's just over 1,000, or I'm sorry, just over 9,000. But for men, it is over 38,000 per year in 2021. Just, just for a little reference there.
Come along and say, I am a man. I've been a man. I know how it feels to be a sad man and a happy man. And I found happiness through masculine achievement and strength, through working hard in the
I thought he was going to say through masturbation.
gym, through dedicating myself, through building a life worth living,
Don't
through
judge
taking
me.
care
Don't
of the
judge
people
me.
who I love, both male and female, through becoming financially successful, through sticking up for myself, through having opinions, through
Hey, I do like that he grew a beard, though. That makes his chin look a lot bigger because, let's face it, his chin was not that big at all. You know what I'm saying? And that's really surprising for a fighter. And do I remember him ever getting knocked out? Maybe once, or maybe he got knocked out once or twice, but I don't really remember it. And that's pretty surprising for how small his chin is.
being a man of honor and courage. When I do these things, I'm ostracized and they're attempting to destroy my life. This goes beyond a few media interviews. They are attempting to put me in jail and destroy my life because I am helping young men. They don't care about men's mental health. They have no interest at all. In fact, the ideas they purport, like I've just explained, are genuinely damaging to the mindset of young men. On top of this, they waste everybody's time because their aha moment never works. Nobody's interested in it, and I destroy them with ease. But my hourly rate is high.
I destroy them with ease. Listen, I got a friend. Listen, I'm 43 years old, right? I got a friend who's a year younger than me, so he's about 42. Sold his house, moved back into his parents, lives in their basement, him and his dogs. No wife, no kids. He's heavy into Andrew Tate. Heavy. And the one day me and him had a disagreement about something. It wasn't even that serious. And he just up out of nowhere is like, I'll destroy you. I'm like, wait, what? wait, what? He just had like an emotional outburst. That's out of the blue. Like, bruh, come on, man. First of all, at that time I was like 225 and I'm 5'9", 225, you know, and I'm a weightlifter. I was taking karate and taekwondo since I was a kid. He's probably 125 pounds soaking wet. Has to run around the shower to get wet. Talking about he's going to destroy me. That's fucking hilarious. It was hilarious. Not to mention, I've known him ever since we were kids. I've had to toss him a couple of times, and he just doesn't get it. But I just wanted to throw that in there. It's fucking hilarious.
Not very fun for me to do. I just do it. It has to be done, but I don't particularly enjoy it. I allowed you into my home. I'm doing you a favor, giving you the first interview I'm giving to the public. You don't come here with a position of authority. You're not the police. I don't respect the BBC. I don't know you. You do not come here with a position of authority over me. We are equals. We are people. We're citizens of the world, and we sit here as equals. And I see you as my equal, and if you ask me questions, I can ask you questions back. For you to come here and sit down and pretend you're the Gestapo and that you don't have to answer my questions is
See, this right here was just dumb.
disingenuous because I don't.
This was just dumb. He should have never did this interview because he's coming off very combative to a reporter, to a female reporter. And I guarantee the prosecutor is watching this and the judge is watching this. Don't you want to be on your best fucking behavior when you're doing something like this, right? Be on your best motherfucking behavior. If you ever get in a situation like this, just shut the fuck up. Just shut up. Don't be doing interviews. Don't be all over social media and everything. Just go radio silence. Period. Because that's only going to hurt you. This is going to come, if they file charges on him, this interview is going to come back to hurt him. Guarantee it. If they file the charges.
I asking questions and you answer.
But I don't owe, no,
however you want.
This is a conversation, and I don't owe you any degree of authority over me. So let's make that clear. And that doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman or from the BBC or the CNN. I'm here to answer your questions and be honest with you and do you a favor.
Great.
And I'm doing you a favor. But you come here with loaded questions. You're trying to paint a narrative of me which is negative.
I'm asking you about
and that's
things
fine.
you've said that people are concerned about.
And that's fine.
You
But you're not going to
said
sit here and say you don't answer my questions because you're not above me. In the interest of spreading good and positivity in the world, which is my number one objective, I am making this clear to all legacy media outlets. I will no longer interact with you for free. Nobody cares that you lie about me and nobody cares what you say. You have destroyed all of your credibility in the last 4 years of constantly lying about everything. And continuing to lie about me will only destroy your credibility further. I have an organization called Tate Pledge, which you can see. Go to cobratate.com and click at Tate Pledge, and you will see that I dedicate $25 million a year to feeding children, both male and female, in war-torn countries. I would like to think that even the legacy media can agree that feeding children in Sudan or Turkish children after an earthquake.
I had a Myron Gaines joke to go with that Sudan. Oh, matter of fact, you know what? Look, these right here are the children of Sudan, right? Y'all see that? Look, these are the Arabic children of Sudan. Right? Where is Myron Gaines' parents from? Sudan. How is he black? How is he black? Just because he goes out and tans, or in the case of the Fresh and Fit live podcast, look like he put on some bronzer. But even if he goes out and tans, he's not black. Listen, I've been to the Middle East. I know the Arabs in Iraq are a different shade than the ones in Kuwait. The ones in Kuwait are darker because there's a different sun there. Iraq's not all desert like everybody seems to think. It actually has seasons. But the ones in Kuwait are a different color. They're darker, but they're not black. So everybody who's giving Myron passes for that racial shit that he be saying and doing and dropping N-bombs and all that stuff, just stop. Stop. Your argument is invalid. Okay? Stop caping for that man.
Or Syrian children in refugee camps is a pretty positive thing to do for the world. In my last BBC interview, she tried to spin it and say that what I'm doing is somehow negative because I'm only doing it for myself. But this is the level of delusion these people operate under.
Because some people would look at that and say, okay, so before you got money from attracting people to your website by making controversial comments, but that might have got you into trouble. And so now you're looking for...
Hey, I'm curious. Anybody, what is doing this all about? What is that supposed to do for you? I heard it's something about you're closing the circuit. It's supposed to help clear your mind or something like that. Anybody know what that's about? Put it down in the chat for me. I'm really interested in that. I want to know what the hell that's about. All right.
A new market. You're looking for a new market of followers who are attracted by a different sort of persona.
I've always done the charity work, so that is obviously incorrect. And I have proof that I've always done the charity work, so you're wrong. Tate Pledge is funded 100% by me. This is my personal money. But I believe if the legacy media is intent on spreading hate, intent on spreading extremist ideologies, which it seems they are, not only the extremist ideology that men shouldn't work hard, but also a bunch of other ones, which I don't need to mention because most thinking people understand what the legacy media is trying to purport on not only the population, but the young children of the world.
See, I do agree with some things. Who in the fuck is saying men shouldn't work hard? You definitely should. It's not even you should. You have to work hard. I typically work damn near 70 hours a week at my regular job, not including trying to do YouTube and shit. 70 hours a week. Not saying y'all got to work that much, but you got to work hard to get good things in life. All right. It's not just going to come to you. And it actually took me a while for that to sink in. Like nothing is just going to be handed to me. I have to get up and go get it. If I want it, I need to go get it myself. I have to depend on myself and myself only.
And what they are trying to push is far more damaging than me saying you should go to the gym.
What the fuck is that?
Therefore, I no longer have any interest with interacting with the legacy media for free because I don't want their extremist views shown to young children without doing some good for the world. My fee from this point onwards is $50,000 and a box of chocolates. That is what it is.
Ain't nobody gonna give him $50,000 up front to do an interview with him. That's just not gonna happen. Especially, he's already got another interview about to come out with Valuetainment with what's his name, Paul Bet David. They already have another interview coming out with him. It's going to be a 2-part interview. One's going to be coming out here soon. The other half is going to be coming out after the Romanian government decides what they're going to do, if they're going to try him or not try him. One's going to come out after that. So he's already done basically 2 more interviews, and nobody else is going to pay him. CNN's not going to pay him $50,000 up front to do an interview, especially when he's accused of the things that he's accused of. They're just not going to do it. Even if they do, it's not a good idea for him. I don't know why he's doing that.
It's going to cost you to speak to me.
Actually, it sounds like a grift. If I'm being honest, it sounds like he's setting up a grift right now.
If you are from the Matrix, you will give me $50,000 in advance, which will be donated to Tate Pledge, which will be used to feed children in war-torn countries. And you will also bring a box of chocolates to my gate, which I will ingest as I listen to your Matrix propaganda and destroy you. Because I deserve chocolates if I have to put up with you. I am an extremely successful man, and my time is valuable. And you're wasting mine, yours, and everybody else's. So if you're going to come along with your extremist ideas, I would at least sleep better at night if you were feeding some poor, innocent children somewhere in the world. But you have no interest in doing any good for the earth. You're only interested in spreading hate, unlike me who wants to do good things. So, post my BBC interview, I've been contacted by the New York Times, CNN, the Clinton News Network.
What the fuck is the Clinton News Network?
And they're all desperate to interview me because they understand the number of views it will get. I want to try now. And they all want to try a different version of the same aha moment. Not understanding, because they're completely detached from reality, that it's not an aha moment and nobody cares. They're not interested, they're not smart enough to look at the board of the chessboard and say, this isn't going to work. Let's ask him questions people actually care about. They're not that smart. So if you want to waste your time and mine, that's what it's going to cost you. $50,000. I managed to procure meals at around 80 cents each, so we'll feed over 60,000 children for wasting an hour of my time, plus a box of chocolates. That is my fee from this point forward. I will still speak to non-Matrix media outlets who are interested in the truth, interested in asking interesting questions that people want to hear the answers to. I will still be available to do my own podcasts and tell the truth. But as long as legacy media retain their reputation as peddlers of extremist ideology, I no longer have any interest in promoting them and making them relevant. It's better we allow them to become irrelevant, which they are doing, through their own dishonest actions. I will no longer interact with any of you for free ever again. So, to the 64 journalists who have emailed me so far since the BBC interview, do you have $50,000 in a box of chocolates? Because I'm not interested in speaking to you for any other reason. I actually think I'm being quite kind only charging 50 grand. I should charge 200 grand, but I'm a nice man. And $50,000 will still feed a lot of children. I promise any legacy media outlet that pays me the fee can have an interview. And I also promise to provide full accounting and receipts to prove that that money goes directly to charity, to feeding children in war-torn countries. But I will no longer allow the Matrix propaganda machine to infect the minds of innocent children by using my relevance to achieve interviews and get views they would never normally get to spread hateful propaganda. If you can't afford me, you're gonna have to go back to just lying about me without speaking to me. Because
they ain't
God
got a
knows the
problem with
truth.
that, bro.
I know the truth. Most of the world knows the truth. And I genuinely believe that Allah is the best of planners. And whatever happens to me, regardless of whether I am martyred, regardless of whether they put a bullet in my brain, I know what I have done is good for the world, and the things I will do will continue to be good for the world. Get your checkbooks out, or don't email me at all, because there will be no compromise. I don't care what you try and do and say to goad me into an interview. You can lie about me all you want. It's what you do already. I'm not afraid of your lies. It's going to cost 50 grand plus a box of chocolates.
All right. So that actually came off as like a long infomercial to me. You know what I mean? But honestly, if they file charges against him, this is not a good look. Because like I said, this makes him look like a pompous jackass. Right? And not to mention, why did he need the BBC there to ask him about his mental state after, post Romanian jail? I'm sorry, I can't say BBC with a straight and keep a straight mind. But why did he need them there to do that? He has a platform. He could have went on there and did that. Like everybody's watching this video now. He could have did that here. Has he already done that in other interviews? I don't think so. But yeah, he could have did it here. It makes no sense. And this is not a good look for him. This was not a good idea. I don't know why his lawyers are not telling him that this isn't a good idea. They should have threw in the towel. I don't know, man. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments section. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Please, everybody hit the thumbs up button. Give it a thumbs up. Push this video throughout the algorithm. Help your boy out. Hey, just a small dude trying to make it here with these big podcasts. They all emotional on that shit. Don't Fresh look like the Jeepers Creeper? I swear. Hey, that's how you roast somebody. That is how you roast somebody. Y'all could have said, y'all went with the racial shit. Y'all could have said that ABBA looked like extra from Captain Phillips.
Look at me, sure. Look at me, sure. I'm the captain now.
Look at me. I am your captain now. Y'all could have said anything like that, but shit, y'all went racial and corny as hell. Just corny as fuck, man. But that's how you roast somebody. But for now, it's your boy. I'm up out of here. Y'all have a good night, man. Peace.